today's video, I will show you my 7-step secret formula to create hyper-realistic photos in MidJourney. And if you stay till the end of the video, you will get the chance to win something. So stay tuned and let's get started with the video. So I developed this formula to allow you to create hyper-realistic photos much easier, as you will see. Welcome to this video, and as you see on my screen already, I will copy and paste this in the video description. So I have made 7 steps which makes it easier for you to generate your image, and this is split up here. First of all, we describe the model, second the location, types of photography, camera, contrast and shadow, lighting, and medium and style, as you see. So we will create some photos together, and I will just copy and paste this into the MidJourney, and you will see this in the description, so you can also just copy and paste it. So we will just get started here with Imagine, then I copy it in, and why I did actually these separators here, and we will start like this, and I will show you what's actually happening. The end goal is to combine all of the 7 steps in one image prompt. But here I will just want to show you some very basic things and why I, for example, separated it like I separated it just here, because you can do the image weights then as well. So we are waiting for the first image here, and we can have a look already. So it's pretty nice images, I would say, and we could just continue with them. But if I would like to change something, like make the hair different or not so much focus on the hair, I could just go ahead, use the same image prompt here, copy it in again, and make here a long blonde hair. You maybe make that semicolon, and then you put 0.9, because 1 is the default, and MidJourney should now reduce a little weight on the hair and maybe put some more focus on the body or on the eyes or on the face. And you see it's working, it's focusing much more on the face. But for now, let's just use image number 1, or let's continue with that style. I don't want to make any weight separation. So what we will do now, we will just generate the image prompt. And for that, we will just go ahead and type Imagine, and then start with the first thing here, which would be the model, and I would just copy it in here. Then I will just separate that and copy in the location. This is not just a location, as you see, but also having something in her hand, like a coconut in this case. Again, I will separate it, and then we will choose the type of photography, which is very important. We could say, in this case, fashion, and we need to write photography. Then I will pick the camera. I could just try to pick, for example, choose the Sony camera here, and we will later on do modifications of every step here. So you will see how it's changing. Separate it again. Then I go down to the contrast and shadow. So I will put in, you cannot just use one, of course, but I will use here soft shadows, low contrast. Okay, and then we will go to the lighting, and here you have got a lot of different lightings, like Rembrandt lighting, butterfly lighting, loop lighting, split lighting. I don't know what all of them are exactly are, but I will just pick in this case natural lighting because it's on the beach. So we'll see what the outcome is here. Just copy the lighting in as well. And of course you should keep the image prompt as simple as possible. So I wouldn't put in too many. And then of course we can do a medium or a style. Basically here what we can do, we could say on the cover of the Vogue magazine. And then we can also use a style here, glamour style. I will just copy and paste that. So for now, just copy it and see what comes out with that image prompt. So have a look. I think this is really great. The face is not pretty good, as you see here, but in this case and the second one, this one is pretty nice. I would say this, you can't really tell that this is not generated by AI, but look at the fingers. The fingers are not too nice, and this is more like a snowball, I would say. And I'm not sure if this should be a coconut, and this is actually the best one. I'm not sure why it's a blue coconut, and this is one of the few cases where they actually almost got text right, because as you know, most of the time the text with MidJourney will not be as good. So I will just go ahead and we make some modifications of it. I will just copy and paste it in. We will take away the coconut here. I don't think it's a good idea to have the coconut inside, and we will remove the Vogue magazine. And now we will do some changes in the cameras. We can pick something like the Polaroid now, where we should actually get a very different style. So instead of this Sony camera here, I just put in the Polaroid now, let it generate. One more time, I will use a different camera, and now I will just use something like a GoPro, which of course is for a fashion shoot, not the right camera to use, but just to see what the outcome basically is. So let's look at the results already. What did we create here? So this was the one with no coconut and also no Vogue style. It's much better, I would say. If you look at that image, this is pretty good. Also, this image is pretty good. Here we have a little problem with the eyes. And the first one, it also doesn't look too natural, but two of them are pretty good, so we could just work with them. Then here we created with the Polaroid now, so it looks more like a Polaroid. I think this is also pretty good results. It's really the Polaroid style. It's very different faces, as you see. In this case, we have chosen the GoPro. It's a very different coloring, as you see, and I really like the images, but for me it doesn't really look like a GoPro. Maybe we have to use that on the angle and not on the camera in this case. Let's now move on. So let's try some different shadows maybe. So I go ahead, put in here, for example, the cast shadows. Here we had the soft shadow, as you remember. So I will just, the only thing that I will change now is the cast shadow, to just have a different shadow, and just copy that again. Then I try something with a backlight shadow and also try that again, and we wait for the results and see what is different. And now let's look at the outcome. So here we have the cast shadow. I think it's pretty good. As you notice, we're still having the GoPro camera, but I think the outcomes are pretty good. So I really like this one. If you look at the details of the face, or also this one, pretty good, I would say. And one more thing we're gonna do, or two or three more things. Now we're gonna change the lighting, and let's just use this Rembrandt lighting and see what actually comes out here. And let's use another type of lighting, high key lighting. Here we need to change that from the Rembrandt lighting into the high key lighting. So the Rembrandt lighting is already finished, and you see it's very different. The light is very different. It gives us a very different photograph, which I also really like. In this image prompt, I just tried a high key lighting. You see I have removed all the other lighting forms that we used to have inside, and let's see what comes out here. This is a picture where there is three different lighting styles. There is the studio light, there's the natural light, and there is the high key lighting. And the last one now we generate here will be just with the high key lighting. Let's see what the outcome is. And I think again the result is very good, and you see it's very different, of course. Then we will do one last thing, which is just change the camera, because I want to see what difference that makes. So we'll just change the camera here from GoPro DSLR. That's all we're gonna put. We don't put any brand or whatever. And you can of course try out all these metrics here that you want to use. One more thing I wanted to let you know, and I see here I also want to test some different styles. So let's also test some different styles. So different styles, let's use a dramatic, elegant, chic, casual, sleek, chic. Let's use that. I found that on the internet as photographic styles. I don't know what it is, but let's test it out, what it actually is. So I will just replace this style here, the glamorous, and use this sleek chic style and test it again. And here we already have the image with the DSLR. This was with the different lighting, so I think I like the lighting much better than here. If we click on here, you see the lighting with the DSLR is very different. So if I make that bigger, you see this looks more like a digital painting. But if we go here, the lighting really makes a difference because this really looks like a high quality photo. And let's look what happened here. I'm not sure what the shadow is in here. And here we have a little lightning. What's happening here? So you see this combination is not really good. Maybe this image, but also the hair on the side is not really looking high quality or not looking photorealistic. So in our case, I would say this images here, like the Polaroids, but also the first ones on some of the first ones, like this one on the Vogue, and some other ones are the best ones we generated. And of course, you need to go ahead, try it out, make the modifications yourself, and try all this lighting, the contrast, the shadows, the cameras, the locations, and so on. And if you have something inside of your image that you don't like, here in this case, it's not really that we have something in the background, but always remember, if you want to, for example, put some more focus on the hair or in the eyes or whatever, you can do image weight. If you have any other object, like maybe it's putting on some sunglasses or whatever on the models or on the person, then you could always go ahead and type minus minus no glasses or no sunglasses, and it will work. And you see the styles and the lighting really have a big difference on the images. To say thank you that you watched this video to the end, just simply click on the link below and fill out the form, and you get the chance to win one of the images we created today. You can have them as digital download, or I can print it for you, print the poster or print it on a mug or whatever and send it to your home address. So I hope that was useful, and I'll see you in one of the next videos. Take care. Bye bye.